kalpa. The kalpa is the practical laboratory job, and how we can get on with that, and that's also important because this is aranyaka, aranye bhava aranyakaha, those which are to be practiced when people are in the forest. So otherwise are called forest traditions or forest discipline. So yes, we are here. So here you see the vidhaya lokan, vidhaya bhutani, vidhaya sarva, pradishodishascha, prajapati prathamaja, rutasya, atmanatmanam, abhisambiveseti, sarvamevedamaptva, sarvamavarundhya, Tadevanupravisati ya evam Veda. So in this 98th Sukta, expression, you observe the concluding oblation for the creation homa or creation, because the Paramatma, the Ishvara, this is exactly what is being repeated in almost all Upanishads and in Puranas, where we find that the Paramatma has created, actually after Pralayam, when after the Nidra, when Vishnu woke up, the entire area was simply filled with water, 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 and water. Apam, apam, apasarvaha, asmadasmadito mutaha. So everywhere water and water. So then what happened is, then he felt when it is simply empty and a lot of space, he wanted to create. So thereby, he started the creation. First of all, Prajapati was given, and Arunaketa Agni ultimately came into being. Prajapatirvavatatu atmana atmanam sambesesa. So vidhaya lokan, vidhaya bhutani. So what are the contents of the creation? So lokas, bhutas, disha, pradisha, and all that. Afterwards, the humans, gods, and all other creation also is being added for that. Then all this happened only because of the Rutam. Rutagum Satyam Param Brahma is one. And again, from Ruta only, everything came into existence. Rutam. That's a cosmic law. That is a duty to Paramatma to do it. So, here is a Vidhaya Lokan with, see, Loka Vidhana, Bhuta Vidhana, Dishaha Pradishaha Vidhana. Vidhana is the noun, vidhaya is the verb. Vidhaya is constructions. Vidhana is the method. So he just constructed in a particular specific order, and therefore the entire universe was filled with so many objectives. Then what did Prajapati? Prajapati is Vishnu himself, because Brahma Prajapati is different. He is, after all, the son of Praja Vishnu, who has been deputed, or who has been relegated the act of starting creation, continuing research. And when once the creation is complete, Vishnu will take charge as to maintain the creation. And so Vishnu and Brahma both are constantly engaged in the instance of creation and sustenance. And when all this work is done for some extent, then Shiva will come into to annihilate all these things. So Sarvam Eva Idam Aptva. So what he has done is he attained Sarvam Idam. All this, whatever has been made to form the world, And so he, having done all that, then what happened is that Sarvam Avarundhya, Avarodhana. So he just stopped the entire procedure of that, and then he entered Atman Prajapati Pratamajarutasya Atmana Atmanam Abhipsambivesha. It is a secret. Iti. So this iti tells you that it is an old function or activity that has been constantly followed up or repeated. And even Taittiriya Aranyaka also is repeating that this is how the things go on, because all successive literature after Veda Samhitas do try to operate and explain and elucidate and show the application and all that. So the objective of the later Vedic texts other than the Samhitas text, you have so much of difference and improvement. So Prathamaja Prajapati Rutasya. So for Ruta, he is one, and because he came into existence, then he entered into all the creation. Therefore, everything is a product, is emanation from the Paramatma. So it is said that from Ruta, Prajapati came into being out of the power and grace of the Supreme. Then Prajapati created the regions and all these things. And then this passage also gets into the pure view of the philosophy that Prajapati is the Moola Chaitanya Shakti, and he is the Moola Chaitanya activating principle in all. It is Surya Bhagavan himself. Who is that Prajapati? Prajapati in Aditya Hridayam, we are told that Surya is the one. Esha Devan Suraganan Patigabhastivihi Esha Brahma cha Vishnuscha Sivaha Skanda Prajapati. In that sloka, you come to Esha Brahma cha. So cha 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 cha. So all these important portfolios are being emanating from Surya Bhagavan. Therefore, the Atmana Atmanam Abhisambhivesa is a very fascinating one, that the gods have got the power to enter into others. That's called transmigration. In other words, a transcendency. So the power of transcendency is there in gods. So in whatever they want to enter, they could enter and make the particular body or the individual or the object work on. Therefore, we understand Taittiriya Aranyaka is a gateway for the Upanishadic knowledge, and and also for erstwhile thinking. So the cosmic law is that's why whenever we do puja and homa, we have to ultimately say the prayer, that accomplishment, Prajapatehe Praja Babhuma. So ultimately, your effort upon the earth is to become the children of Prajapati. So Prajapati and children are not different. So here we have got Abhisambhivesa is entered. So he just entered into them. So he under this particular statement is being also elaborated in the Mahanyasas anthology that has been prepared. There is one section which you call as Atmaraksha. Well, Atmaraksha is, and after Chaudhary Karanam, we have to follow the Atmaraksha principle. In that Atmaraksha, we see that Brahmatman yada sujata tada kamayata samatmana padyejeti Atmanatman nitya mantrayata. So the word Atman is two times. One Atman original and another Atman that is created by him. So that Atma and this Atma will be clubbed, and then it will be Eka Atma. So that's why even in the Narayana Suktam also, Ekayiddevaha Visvataschakshuh Visvato Mukho Visvato Hastavuta Visvataspat. So in this manner, you observe, though he is one, but he is becoming many. Ekaha, Anekaha. Anekaha, Ekaha, as you see in the Vishnu Sahasranamam, also being pointed out as a complement, as a name for Vishnu by our Bhishma Pitamaha. And ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ವಮೇವೇದಂ ಆಪ್ತ್ವಾ ಸರ್ವಮವರುಂಧ್ಯ ತದೇವಾನುಪ್ರವಿಶತಿ ಯ ಏವಂ ವೇದ. That is, anybody who understands in this manner, he will be acquiring authority over all these things. Ultimately, that Brahman would enter into all this, and having established in all these things, he pervaded throughout, and he made all to get into the area of his control. So there is nothing not beyond the control. Sarvameva idam aptva ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಸರ್ವಂ ಆಪ್ತ್ವಾ ಏವಂ ವೇದ. So everything is Paramatma's replica or Paramatma's emanation. There is nothing extraneous to Paramatma existent in the world. So that kind of unique concept has been explained, which is a base for the which is base for the Advaita Vedanta. And that is there here. And moreover, those people who understand this kind of formulation of the creation, as he said as he said about the manner, then he would realize that the world is but Parabrahma Swarupam. So Atman Nitya Mantrayata, and further, and the concluding part, Naistiki Bhavati, and anybody who is understanding that, he will become elevated in his folds of happiness, and also he would hold upon the world and finally become one with Parabrahma himself. Therefore, here in this particular passage, you observe the conclusion of the creation episode, and after creating all that, so then we have got after getting the details of the creation, which are revealed here to be by the Brahmadeva, then he went to the tortoise, and now next we have got the dialogue between tortoise and so that Kurma Avatara comes into the. So Kurma Avatar, though it is in Puranas, but Kurma is the tortoise, and that is the base. So now I am reading the Abhishtakanam Manusthana Visheshadi Vivaranam Antataha Arunaketaka Brahmanam. Brahmanam means explanation. ಈ ಅರುಣಕೇತುಕ Agni and Arunaketaka Paramatma, there is going to be Brahmanam is explanation. Brahmanam is commentary. Now, చదవండి. ఓం చతుష్టయ ఆపో గృహ్ణాతి.
ఓం చతుస్థయ్య ఆహో గృహ్ణాతి. ఓం చతుస్థయ్య ఆపో గృహ్ణాతి.
చత్వారి వా అపాగుం రూపాణి.
చత్వారి వా అపాగుం రూపాణి. చత్వారి వా అపాగుం రూపాణి.
మేఘో విద్యుతో స్తనయుత్నుః వృష్టిః.
మేఘో విద్యుతు స్తనయత్నుః వృష్టిః. మేఘో విద్యుతు స్తనయత్నువృష్టిః.
తాన్యేవావరుంధే.
తాన్యేవావరుంధే. తాన్యేవావరుంధే.
So here, Chatushtaya apo grunhati. See, apaha grunhati Chatushtaya. So 4 is the one number through which the water is being collected. So, however, the Chatushtaya grunhati, he collects waters from 4 sources. And because the water forms are 4 in number. And what are the forms of the water? That is the cloud. The cloud consists of these four things: Megha, the cloud; Vidyut, lightning; Stanayitnu, rumbling; Vrishtihi, raining. And here, when you talk about Vegha, it is a smoke. So the color of the cloud that can give rain is also important. తెలుగులో అంటారు కారు మేఘాలు కమ్ముకున్నాయి అంటారు. ఈ కారు మేఘాలు మీన్స్ డార్క్ క్లౌడ్స్. And Rabindranath Tagore will say low hanging or hanging clouds, July clouds. So they are all, when the clouds are fully filled with water, pregnant, they will be not very far away from the ground. They will be quite closer to the earth, and they shower water, whatever that they have got to cleanse up. Therefore, Megha, Vidyutu, Stanayitnu means rumbling. So whenever that cloud is there, rumbling is important because the ghosha, when the plenitude of things or water is there, there will be ghosha. Something like you see Samudra ghosha, Rudra ghosha, Indra ghosha, like that, mantra, Veda ghosha. ಈ ಘೋಷ 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 ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಚತುಷ್ಟಯ ಮೇಘೋ ವಿದ್ಯುತ್ ಸ್ತನಯಿತ್ನುಹು ಸ್ತನಯತಿ means to rumble, to give that. So this is how the whole thing, the cloud and other forms of waters available in all places. And what are the places where from he takes it? Chatuštaya means four places. Grunhati is to collect. Apagam rupani are the forms of the water. So I have explained all this. So this passage is very much significant, especially in order to know the components of the water. And chemistry will talk about the properties of water, that is different. They start the discussion saying that water is a colorless, odorless, tasteless liquid. But this is not what our rishis want to inform. They want to say that, yeah, water has got four forms, and and again when the water, the clouds are up in the sky are over, they will be again taken back. Therefore, we observe that water is having those things are very important. Without water, there is no life at all. Therefore, next sentence tells you how is it that water being drawn out. And that passage we are seeing that, you see, stanayitnuru vrishtihi tanyeva varundhe. Chapandi. Stanayitnuru vrishtihi.
तनयस्नु वृष्टिः तनयस्नु वृष्टिः तान्येव
Tan, hmm, tanyeva
तान्येव
varundhe.
वरुन्धे तान्येव वरुन्धे
आतपति वर्ष्या गृह्णाति.
आतपतिवर्षा गृह्णाति आतपतिवर्षा गृह्णाति
ताः पुरस्ताद् उपदधाति. ताः पुरस्तादुपदधाति.
ताः पुरस्ताद् उपदधाति ताः पुरस्ताद् उपदधाति
ते वै ब्रह्मवर्चस्या आपः.
एता वै ब्रह्मवर्चस्या आपः एता वै ब्रह्मवर्चस्या आपः
मुखत एव ब्रह्मवर्चसमवरुन्धे.
मुखत एव ब्रह्मवर्चसमवरुन्धे मुखत एव ब्रह्मवर्चसमवरुन्धे
तस्मान्मुखतो ब्रह्मवर्चसितरः.
तस्मान्मुखतो ब्रह्मवर्चसितरः तस्मान्मुखतो ब्रह्मवर्चसितरः
कूप्या गृह्णाति.
कूप्या गृह्णाति कूप्या गृह्णाति
दक्षिणत उपदधाति
दक्षिणत उपदधाति दक्षिणत उपदधाति
एतावै तेजस्विनीरापः
एतावै तेजस्विनीरापः एतावै तेजस्विनीरापः
तेज एवास्य दक्षिणतो दधाति
तेज एवास्य दक्षिणतो दधाति तेज एवास्य दक्षिणतो दधाति
तस्माद्दक्षिणोऽर्धस्तेजस्वितरः
तस्मान्दक्षिणोऽर्धस्तेजस्वितरः तस्मान्दक्षिणोऽर्धस्तेजस्वितरः
स्थावरा गृह्णाति
स्थावरा गृह्णाति स्थावरा गृह्णाति
ताः पश्चादुपदधाति
ताः पश्चादुपदधाति ताः पश्चादुपदधाति
प्रतिष्ठिता वै स्थावराः
प्रतिष्ठिता वै स्थावराः प्रतिष्ठिता वै स्थावराः
पश्चादेव प्रतिष्ठति
पश्चादेव प्रतितिष्ठति पश्चादेव प्रतितिष्ठति
वहन्तीर्गृह्णाति
वहन्तीर्गृह्णाति वहन्तीर्गृह्णाति
So you have got the technology of the way that Surya Bhagavan functions in the sky. Because, see, during the Uttarayanam, which we are running, we are in Maghamasam. In Maghamasam, we have a very important festival connected to Surya Bhagavan. That is what we call as the Ratha Saptami. That is the seventh day of the Shukla Paksha of Maghamasa is taken as Ratha Saptami, a very important state and a festival where there is a lot of pujas done for the god Surya Bhagavan and Sapta Sapta Mahakaya, Saptadvipa Vasundhara, Saptaparnani Adhaya, Saptami, Ratha Saptami anta ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿ ಈ ಎಕ್ಕೆದ ಗುಡ ಅಥವಾ జిల్లెడు చెట్టు యొక్క ఆకులు 7 ఆకులు కలెక్ట్ చేసుకొని మన 7 భాగాలు అంగాల మీద పెట్టుకొని తల మీదతో కూడా తలస్నానం చేస్తూ ఈ శ్లోకం చెప్పుకోవాలి అని మన సంప్రదాయంలో ఉంది. దట్ ఈజ్ వై బికాజ్ he gallops. Paramatma, Surya Bhagavan, he gallops. And as he gallops, the heat increases. As the heat slowly gallop, he is able to draw water from the earth only, because water is all there upon the earth. Not when once the rainy season is over. Therefore, the rainy season is only time when all water is sent to the earth. That's what we say. Deva durbhiksham deva lokesho manunamudakam gruhe yeta vacha pravadanti. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಲೇ ಬಂದಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ when once the all water which was there in the ocean in the heaven are sent out to the earth, but earth has absorbed all that water on one hand. Also there are humans or people who stored the water in their own houses. So, and we got so many water sources where that's why Varshya Atapati Grunhati. The waters from rain at the place of the high heat draws. Then he is depositing the waters at the east charged with the mantras. Therefore, those waters derived from rain contain a high brilliance. Hereby, he is gaining that mighty brilliance for those waters deposited at least, which is the face of Agni. That's what Brahmavarchasya apaha mukhata eva Brahmavarchasamavaruндhe Tasman Mukhato Brahma Vasyasitara. So this passage and the following passage talks about the source of water and direction of the application of waters. These are all important. Now onwards, we are getting a great deal of property and information regarding the waters. Atapati, sunshine. Atapati Varshya Grunhati. Because of the heat, it is being collected. And then Taha Purastadupadadhati. That waters are being deposited in the east. Purastat means east. So from east, where it gets up, and so the rain would start from the east because that is the place of reservoir, and then accompanied with the chanting of mantras, that water is being distributed to all places in the universe. Then again we have got Mukhata eva Brahma Varchasi Avarundhe. Here you have got the word as Mukhata eva. That is, Mukhata is east. From east only, because the sun is born in the east. And east is a tremendous energy. And there is a lot of importance spoken about the Purva Bhaga, Purva, Turpu, we call it. Prachi Dika, Prachi Dise, Yascha Devataha. Prachi is the east. And Aprachi is the west. So Angarde live east, and that east is facing sun. And this passage and the following clause explain further that it is hinted that waters are basically Brahmavarchas Vitaraha. So Brahmavarchas is there in water. And that kind of immense illumination, brilliance, and whiteness you see in the water. And there is a lot of importance regarding the medicinal factors in water, and more directly in the rainwater, because rainwater is supposed to be pure. And there are birds and animals, and more so a particular bird, Chataka Bakshi, and that will just depend upon the water drops as the food for it. So the moment the rain comes up, it opens the mouth and collects rainwater directly. And these days, people are realizing how important and how powerful is the rainwater. So when rain comes, people are collecting it in their own house, in their own vessels, in their own house. So, and by drinking such kind of water, the virtues in the individual will start beaming like anything, and so that is the importance of the uh, rainy water. Maybe that you are drinking water collected from so many sources, at the same time purified also, that the contaminations are removed. So this is how we see a Vedic student should have more brilliance on face as the leaves and the recites Veda facing east. So those priests, they have all the eminence and power and virtues and the kanti of those flowers which are taken down to collect. So this is how the information that we have got upon the water. And moreover, the other sources are being mentioned. And Atapati Grunhati means sunshine. But sometimes sunshine will be clouded because of, but therefore there is a prayer the done to the god, that the waters that have been accepted by rishis are really secret, and therefore the water we take to do Devata Puja, you have to do Kalasa Puja. Ka is the water. La is to fetching or bringing from river what, and Sha is the vessel. So you try to fill up the water in the level of the Sankha. So that's why it is called Kalasa Puja, or the Kalasa, the Lord tumbler or anything like that you kept for that. So Kalasha Puja, and in Kalasha Puja, we do all this kind of reverence of the waters. So, and more other places, other sources are also there, where from Surya Bhagavan, owing to his extreme heat, picks up, sucks the water. And Kupya Grunhati, they are, see, the waters are potential enough that used for domestic needs. And he sprinkles that water to the south of the venue of the sacrifice, and the ground and the south of the Yajnasala would be quite potential Tejaswini. And therefore, the southern part of the person in body is very strong. The reasoning that it will be so, Dakshinato Tejaswini. So, remarkable observation. The importance of South Indian direction is highlighted. So, today I think we can stop here, and we continue next because there's some program going on. And so I will stop here. Sivalingaya Chehalapa.